Hi there, this is Annie. If you've never been to my channel before, welcome. If you have and you're a subscriber, welcome back. It's been a little bit since I've been on, and the energies have been, really intense. Got through Mercury retrograde. A lot of internal stuff for me, not so much physical. Like sometimes I got locked in an elevator one time during Mercury retrograde. And you can have electronics and vehicle. I did have a little thing with a vehicle, but it was something that's been going on for a while. But anyway, I really sometimes feel an inspiration to share information, and I don't always act on it right away, and then I kind of lose it. I either get distracted and forget about it or don't find the time to do it. And I was really feeling inspired today, so I thought I would jump on here. It's as a twin flame on the journey, which I am. I also have someone in my family who is also on the journey, and we're on different journeys. They're nothing like each other's journey, but it's nice because we can talk about things sometimes that are coming up, and we understand each other better. If you're new to the twin flame journey, and even if you're not as new, it's important to understand it's about the journey. It's not about the romantic relationship of your twin. It's about coming into a place of total love and acceptance of who you are, and a spiritual growth within you, and that connection. I always say the connection with the divine, which it is, but I think the biggest connection is the connection with yourself and the love that you have within yourself. And focusing on that, I have done some tarot readings. I have mostly for the feminine, tried to guide the feminine, because the feminine usually is the one who's a little further ahead spiritually, which helps the masculine to open up more. It's just kind of how it's designed. I've had an understanding for a very long time that as a soul we can break off and we can be in more than one place at one time. That really there is no time. We on earth see everything as linear, so it goes in a line, but there really is no time. And so the future or the past really is all happening at once. The first time I ever heard that was, 20 some years ago. Blew my mind. It's like, how do you take that in? How do you process that? Because we're such linear minded beings, people. So what is most important is to focus on yourself, is to focus on your journey. And it's really been my goal all along when I created this channel, to help people to understand and to help them navigate that. Because I know in the beginning, and I know it was for me, I knew I was a twin flame a long time ago, but I didn't understand the journey. The things that I had been taught from spiritual teachers about being a twin flame wasn't exactly the whole picture. And it was back in 2021 when I started getting channeled information coming in more about exactly what the journey was. And I still had so much focus on my twin. the energy was just so intense that, like, in my awareness, I didn't really know how to process it, or I hadn't learned lessons that I needed to learn, or have awarenesses that I needed to have. And all of that, I would say, is part of the journey. All of it is. So in the beginning, we are very much focused as a feminine on the masculine energy. And as you work through, as you integrate the things that you've learned, and you start having an understanding of the journey more, it becomes easier. It has for me, and I know others, that it has become easier to navigate the journey because we have learned some of those lessons that we needed to learn. We have integrated some of that energy that we needed to, and we've gotten to a place where we could focus more on ourselves. I want to talk about, I recently watched a channeling in from Saint Germain. If you don't know Michael Sandler, Inspire Nation, he has amazing speakers on there. I used to watch him back starting in 2020. My sister told me about him. And I used to watch him on a regular basis. And then for a little while I got off, and I'm back to watching him again. And Saint Germain was on there. And so much of what he had to say made sense to me because it's the way I have felt about things on my spiritual journey, but I didn't know how to explain it. I didn't know why I felt the way I felt, because sometimes it was going against the grain of what other people thought. And now I have a better understanding of it. All I can do is paraphrase, but basically he was talking about how, and most of us understand, if you're on the spiritual journey, I'm assuming that you understand that we are not alone, that us here humans on this earth are not alone, that there are other planets, there are other beings out there. And so he was talking about how love, and I knew this before, from years ago I've known this, other planets did not experience emotions. He didn't say that, that's what I learned, that a lot of other planets didn't experience emotions like we do on Earth as humans. What he said was that they didn't know love, that they didn't experience love, and that the first to experience love were those of us on planet Earth. And so that may go against the grain of a lot of people who believe that that God is love, and that the love came from God. You know, let me grab something. When I used to teach classes, I used to use this example that, let's say this is source energy. Whether it's God, whether it's whatever higher being that you consider is the creator, this is source, the creator, okay? And I used to teach this all the time. How does source creator know how great source creator is, and how powerful, and what source creator is capable of, unless it has something to mirror it back to itself? So source creator decided to make this planet over here with these beings on it, and this planet over here with these beings on it, and decided to make Earth, where he allowed for the earthly beings to actually have emotions, which these planets don't have. And on Earth, he also created trees and he created bees, and he created stones. And all of those things have energy, and they are living things. They have an energetic living energy. So all of the universe, there are all the other beings out there. A lot of them have been around for a lot longer than Earth has, and they also have the ability to view what happens on Earth. Earth, I've known this for a long time, it's considered an experiment, that all of us on Earth have come here to experience emotion and experience love, and we on that soul level understood who we were. We knew what we wanted to learn on Earth. I've kind of talked about this before, I think, in some of my other videos. But when we got here, we agreed to have our memories erased. So we don't remember all of the experiences we have had in the past. Now, some people have had memory of some of it, and as we go through our spiritual experiences, we may experience more. Like, I have had experiences of remembering some of my other lives. When my vibration was high enough, when I was in the right situation that allowed for me to remember it. Basically, the message is this, and this is what all of humanity, all of the beings on Earth, this is the goal for all of us. But I am feeling, as those of us on the twin flame journey, that we are here to master this so that we can exhibit it or model it to others to help them get to the same place. That is my take on it. He didn't talk about that. He didn't talk about twin flames at all. What he talked about was that we're here to remember who we are. And you may have heard this. If you've been on the spiritual journey, you may have heard this. And I've heard it for years. Listening to Saint Germain channeling this information, and channeling is a lot about vibration too. And I could feel the vibration of it coming in. And I totally had light bulbs going off, turning on. What we're here to do is love ourselves. Okay? What does that mean? It means that we have to be number one in our lives. We have to do self-care. We have to love every part of ourself. That means when we make a mistake, it's a mistake. We love ourselves regardless of what mistake we had. We don't feel guilt over it. We don't have a need to defend ourselves over it, because we accept that that's just who we are in that moment. That's what love is. Love is completely accepting who we are in every moment and every part of who we are. And yes, we evolve. Oh my gosh. I can see how I have been evolving. He talks about how the shift in what we're going through spiritually in this experiment, in this planned experiment, that we already have, oops, my battery's going low here. we already have evolved a certain amount, but we're headed on a trajectory that we are going to get there, because enough of us have woken up and enough of us have made changes that we need to make to get us there. And getting bogged down in the 3D life part of it, in having judgments and taking sides, getting lost in all of that, only slows us down. That would be the same with the twin flame journey. Getting lost in what your twin is doing, in where your twin is now, where he isn't now, they aren't now. It's only going to slow us down. The most important thing is to do whatever it is you need to do to love yourself. And on that journey, allowing yourself not to get distracted, to walk your talk. And I am no different than anyone. There are times that I don't walk my talk. And there are times that I get distracted, pulled into something else. Sometimes doesn't really even have anything to do with me. But I feel compelled to help someone else. If it's not serving me, if it's bringing my vibration down, it's not where I need to be. It's not where you need to be. If anything in your life is pulling your vibration down, is pulling you away from loving yourself, if you have any people or situations in your life that is making you feel less than, then it's your responsibility to look at it and say, this isn't serving me. This isn't honoring me. This is not love. I deserve to be loved and to be loved. And if any person or situation is putting me down, treating me with less respect or love situations than I deserve, then it's my responsibility to get out of that, to find my way to the places and things that raise my vibration, that allow me to be who I really am. Allow me to speak my truth without fear of any kind of retribution from anything or anyone, that allow me to walk my talk, be who I am, express who I am in whatever way that feels right to me, and hold that vibration of love. We're amazing. We are being watched by the entire universe as a human species, because we are the ones who are waking up and remembering who we are and experiencing and bringing that love to humanity, to each other, to the earth, to our experience. And we're helping others out in the universe by doing that. So Saint Germain was bringing in, and I wish I could say it as eloquently as he did, but he was saying that we need to wake up and realize how amazing we are, because we hold a position in the universe of being able to hold, create, develop a love that all of those out in the universe have never experienced. And we are the teachers. But we have to hold it first. We have to experience ourselves and be the love within us. The love has to come from within us, not from anywhere outside of us, not from the Creator, not from our partner, not from our friends. It has to come from within us. And that's the bottom line. If you can't find a way to love yourself and to bring that out in you, then you need to find ways to work through whatever it is you need to work through, whether it's wounding, emotional, physical, mental, healing of whatever it is, to get to that place of total, complete self-love and taking care of ourselves first. We can't keep giving things away to other people when we can't even give it to ourselves. Gosh, I hope I have gotten this message across the way that it hit me. I have a better understanding. I so want for us to be in that world that is so loving, so kind and generous and caring. And it all starts with us. Each of us holding that vibration. And as we do that, we not only teach others, but we attract it back to us. And all the other stuff will be removed. So, thank you for being here. I did yesterday put up a video on my other site at Shift to New Earth. It was about the astrological energies for September, and a lot of shifts coming. One of the things Saint Germain had said was that we're making leaps, and we have a really big leap coming, and it really validated what I was feeling about this whole, the Mercury retrograde moving into this tomorrow. On the 2nd is the new moon, and then the next full moon is the first eclipse of 3. And I feel like there's going to be huge changes coming in this time frame, this end of this year time frame, the later part of this year, I guess I should say. Anyway, I'm sending you lots of love and many blessings. Please share this with anyone you feel that would benefit if they're on the twin flame journey, or anyone that you feel really would benefit from this information as well. And subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate all of you who subscribe, and the likes really do help get my videos circulated more by the algorithm. So I do appreciate your likes, and any comments are welcome. So have a great, wonderful week ahead of us, and sending you lots of love.